letters, black numbers. Hartford's in the red unis with the white trim and the black down the side as well. Hawks out of the America East Conference. And a fall-away J for Adrian Delph, the team's leading scorer, immediately gets App State on the board.
He's coming off a great tournament down in Florida, Pensacola last week. Got a career-high 39 points versus Delaware.
Slicing the baseline and laying it in for two. That's Austin Williams, another senior. Another one of those transfers. Hartford has a ton of transfers. Williams started his college career at Marist. We're tied at 2 here. A little over 45 seconds in to the first half of play. Almonacey lets it fly from deep. Offensive board, Duhart missed it on the doorstep. And the rebound corralled in by Flowers. First touch of the game for Hunter Marks, number 0 in red. Pay attention to the senior forward.
The Hawks are going to do some motion around the outside. They're trying to get a post entry, usually to Marks.
Off the bounce, he couldn't finish through contact. And the rebound pulled off by the Mountaineers. Michael Almonacey, all Sun Belt selection last year for App State. Gregory can't get the bounce on the floater. And the rebound pulled in by Moses Flowers.
And I think Donovan Gregory is the X factor tonight. He's got to really work the middle of the zones that the Hawks like to play. He's got to be active, and he's got to finish once he gets that ball in the lane.
Here's Austin Williams. He's got the only points for Hartford right now, just 2 minutes in. He'll kick out. Flowers looked at shooting the 3, 4 on the shot clock, backing his way in, going to work is Williams, and he draws a foul on Justin Forrest in the act of shooting. So a couple of free throws coming for Austin Williams. John, let's get your keys to the game tonight.
Well, to me, it's going to come down to the three-point line. Appalachian's holding teams 28% from three-point line. Hartford shooting 35% as a team and averaging over 8 threes a game. Both teams have struggled recently. Kendall rebounding the basketball. App has a almost 3.5 rebound advantage on their opponents. Hartford does not do a good job in the lane. They're giving up 4 rebounds a game. That could ultimately be the key.
Austin Williams at the free throw line averages right at 29 minutes per game for this Hartford team. The Hawks, not the deepest team. They're looking for their first win of the season, 0-5 after winning the America East tournament last year. Nice pass inside to Delph on the long J. Tapped around and raced down by DJ Mitchell. Number 2 in red for Hartford. He leads the team in assists, but is so good off the ball. You'll see him cut away from the basketball backdoor a ton tonight. Williams slices, big block from behind by Gregory. And here comes Forrest.
Hawks are going to really do an excellent job tonight of switching defenses. They're playing man this possession, but a lot of times they'll go zone.
And Duhart lines it up, can't connect.
Mountaineers have got to recognize, Kendall, what they're doing defensively. That's probably a quick shot that Dustin Kearns really didn't want out of that corner. As you can see on offense, what the Hawks are going to try to do, they want to get it to one of the posts around the elbow area, then everything starts to happen opposite the ball.
Lots of cutters in the Hartford offense. A steal. Up ahead to Forrest, and he reverses it home.
Good job of using the rim to defend against the taller Marks. Marks at 6'9", looking to block that shot in the open court by Justin Forrest.
App State back out in front by 1. They had missed their last 6 shots before that after the opening bucket to start the game. Here's Hunter Marks, the size advantage on Donovan Gregory. 4 on the shot clock, launching, and it's off the mark from Mitchell.
Good job by Donovan Gregory holding his ground against the Marks kid, giving up 5 inches inside.
Gregory somehow corralled it, lost it, got it back, and stuck it in for 2.
I like how the Mountaineers aren't settling for threes, trying to get in the middle of that zone. for Hartford, and they're doing an excellent job. Now they've got to finish consistently, which they've struggled to do in the last 2 or 3 games.
Hartford patient offensively. They've played a really good non-conference schedule, even though they're without a win to start the season. And this one turned over. Numbers for the Mountaineers. Almonacey lays it in transition.
And if you watch closely on that, Kendall, all of the Hartford defenders ran to Justin Forrest, who was spotting up on the wing, which opened up a path for Almonacey. Great decision by Almonacey to take that ball to the hole and finish.
Hartford really needs a bucket. A scoring drought of 245. Flowers, the skip, throws it away, and a turnover, which will take us to a media timeout. He's done a nice job defensively on Marks for App State early here in the first half.
Yeah, I'd like to see Marks take Donovan down onto the block again and just shoot over the top of him. Giving up a little bit of height, Donovan Gregory is, but I think he can hold his own strength-wise.
That time he got a piece defensively. Here's Marks trying to drive baseline. Dangerous pass, active hands. Terrence Harcum with the steal. Almonacey, he'll kick. Delph doesn't need a lot of space. Offensive board, Gregory cleans it up.
And I think Donovan Gregory, we talked before the broadcast, Kendall, I think he's going to have a big game tonight. As active as he is in the middle of that zone, it's going to give Hartford a lot of problems.
7-point advantage for the Mountaineers. That's an 8-0 run. And Marks draws the contact against R.J. Duhart. Adrian Delph, our player to watch for Appalachian State tonight, he has been lighting it up this year. You see the career-high 39. That was last Monday in the App State loss to Delaware. Tell you what, Adrian Delph has really taken his game to a whole nother level this year, John.
Well, the last couple of years, he's kind of taken a back seat to Justin Forrest, and rightfully so. Justin Forrest, one of the top 3 scorers in Appalachian Mountaineers history. But Donovan Gregory Adrian passed the 1,000-point mark down in Florida, and I think he's become more comfortable and being more assertive on offense.
Marks, the skip, good find, open look in the corner, and it's good. Austin Williams.
Not known as a three-point shooter. He does most of his damage in the paint, but he's got a good-looking stroke.
He's got all 6 of the Hawks' points in the opening 7 minutes of the first half. C.J. Huntley in the game for the first time for the Mountaineers. Almonacey had it deflected and taken away. In transition, Mitchell, good pass. Williams again cutting and drawing the contact.
DJ Mitchell's playing out of positions, Kendall. He's playing point for him. He's been a 2-guard his entire career, but with the injury to DeJuan Clayton, the transfer from Coppin State, who's been their starting point guard the first 2 games, he's recovering from an injury. So DJ Mitchell's been forced to handle the basketball and run the show for the Hartford Hawks, and he's done an excellent job with it.
Austin Williams at the free throw line. All 6 points, as we just told you. Williams, known as a driver, but he is excellent cutter on the ball, and you've seen that so far tonight for the Hartford Hawks. 10-7, a mini 4-0 run for Hartford. Michael Eads faces up. He'll kick to Harcum. And a travel on the freshman, Terrence Harcum. Will give it back to Hartford.
The Mountaineers are getting into the lane last couple times on Almonacey and Harcum. They got to get themselves rather than leave their feet to make their decision. Both times turned into turnovers.
Well, Austin Williams, who has all 7 of the Hartford points right now to start the game, was the America East most outstanding player in the tournament last year. MVP of the tournament, really sparked this Hartford team to that America East tournament championship. And another over back to the Mountaineers.
Mountaineers are really physical with Hartford when they get in, doing their back cut and they're screening off the basketball. They've got to do that It's knocking them off their lanes to the basket. And you just saw right there, forced the turnover with the aggressiveness on the backside of their defense.
Forrest shot fake. Harcum catch and fire, and it's good.
Terrence Harcum's a good-looking freshman for the Mountaineers. Good defender, 6'3", little bit of length, and as you can see right there, he can shoot.
Mentioned this Hartford team, really 4 main players that do most of the damage when you talk about Marks, Williams, DJ Mitchell, and DeJuan Clayton. 5-on-4 for the Mountaineers. Eads off glass.
Great decision by Eads at 6'4", taking it right at DJ Mitchell at 6 foot. Easy finish over the smaller player.
Good move from Williams. Mitchell surveys. Back to Williams again. Mitchell fires. It's good. Off balance 3 for DJ Mitchell.
He's 36% this year with the ball in his hands from 3 points. Kendall, he was 41% last year, one of the top shooters in their conference off of the ball. So he can stroke it.
Well, Hartford, as we told you, they played a really good non-conference schedule as Justin Forrest steps into the J.
And the Hawks are having a hard time staying in front of the Mountaineer guards and keeping them out of the lane. They've got to continue to attack like that. It's going to open up their three-point shooter down the road.
Delphon Williams. Mountaineers have been phenomenal defensively on Hunter Marks, but Williams just continues to hit shot after shot for Hartford.
That was a deep three there, Kendall. He was way, way back off the college three-point line.
He's got 10 of the Hartford 13. Here comes the double team. Forrest trapped. Dangerous pass. Good touch pass to Huntley, though. Out of the trouble. And here come the Hawks again. Hartford, a team offensively. You'll see a lot of half-court sets from the Hawks tonight. Mentioned a ton of cutters in their offense as well. We've seen that already, but Mountaineers, a stingy defensive team when you talk about Dustin Kearns and the pack line. Marks in transition.
Dustin Kearns saying, whoa, 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 let's slow it down a little bit. Let's get back into what we were doing earlier. We're having success.
Just over 9 to play first half. Kendall Lewis, John Reister here with you on ESPN Plus tonight. Eads steps back and connects.
Mountaineers have got a lot of shooters out there right now. It's going to force the Hawks to extend out, and they're having a hard time, as I said before, staying in front of the Mountaineers. It's going to get harder for them. They keep raining threes.
Mitchell off the curl, in and out. Mountaineers are only 2 of 8 from 3. When this team gets going from behind the arc, they are deadly. Make it 2 in a row for Michael Eads and the Mountaineers.
And I tell you, John Gallagher over on the Hawks bench, he's like, whoa, 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 hold on a second. I might have to get some other guys out here that can come out and guard somebody on the perimeter. Pretty slow lineup he's got out there right now.
Williams slashes, good back cut and finish. Briggs McLean with his first 2 of the contest.
Mountaineers have read the scouting report on McLean. Great shooter, really can get it going. As we just saw, he's a good cutter.
Forrest all alone. Big rebound for C.J. Huntley. Heat check for Eads. My goodness. 3 straight triples for Michael Eads.
That's what he was known for in high school. Had a bad injury to his hip. his senior year, didn't play much, but was one of the best shooters in Florida when he was healthy his junior year.
McLean cuts and rises for two.
Nice flare screen by Hunter Marks. McLean read it perfectly, set his man up, got a wide open look. You better thank Marks for that screen. That's a great flare screen on the backside.
Well, both these teams starting to find their groove here in the first half. The problem is for Hartford is they're trading twos for threes. The Diff come back out after a minute and a half timeout and shoot a second one.
Yeah, that's how it worked out. I've never seen that, but I understand why they did it. And they couldn't wait until the second free throw was missed, or then they'd have to get deeper into the next dead ball situation.
And a foul on Donovan Gregory. That's his first. Team foul number 4 on the Mountaineers here in the first half. There's still 6:40 left to play. This is a big possession for Hartford. Michael Eads hit 3 straight threes for the Mountaineers to really open this lead up to 9. Williams slices, turn around in the paint, off balance, but he was fouled by Terrence Harcum.
Excellent job by Austin Williams recognizing the smaller Harcum has got him on the switch and immediately ducked down into the lane and took it to the basket. That's his game, Kendall. His game's all about being physical. He made a couple threes earlier tonight, but I'm going to tell you, his game's all right there, right around the arc underneath that basket. He loves playing physical basketball.
6'4", 200 pounds. I think what makes it so special too, John, is how hard he works to get open. We've seen that tonight. I mean, he's been suffocated by the Mountaineers, but he's found ways to get in the paint, to hit turnarounds, to hit tough shots that are off balance. And right now, Williams is absolutely lighting it up for the Hawks. He's got 12 of their 19 points. Almonacci, sweet looking jumper.
Almonacci ought to be nice and fresh. He's spent about the last 3 or 4 minutes over there with Coach Kearns. Made some mistakes defensively, and nice to see him get untracked on the offensive end.
Mark sets his feet, open look, and the 44% three-point shooter just missed everything.
Nice box out on the weak side by Christopher Mantis, not allowing any of the Hawks to have an opportunity to get that air ball.
There's Dustin Kearns, year number 3. So much excitement surrounding this program now after their first NCAA tournament appearance last year since 2001. You have 2 teams that made NCAA tournament appearances last year. Great experience for a lot of these players that have returned back to play their final seasons, especially when you talk about Justin Forrest, Michael Almonacci, and Mantis steps into a jumper and knocks it down.
42% on the year. He started his first 2 games. Ofer went off in his 3rd game, and now he's at 42%. That kid can really shoot the basketball. Another weapon for Dustin Kearns, just a freshman.
Gregory takes it away, and he'll rise for the flush.
That's just a complete mismatch in favor of Donovan Gregory. Thomas Welby's a lot bigger kid, but he just cannot compete with the quickness of Donovan Gregory.
Gallagher upset on the sideline for Hartford. And Adrian Zelf brings it into the front court for the Mountaineers.
It's a big stop for Hartford. They can't let these guys get too big a lead on them. They're having a hard enough time scoring.
Almonacci missed everything. Marks running the floor. He'll take it against Mantis and lays it home.
Nice aggressive play by Marks. Almost taking it coast to coast. That kid's a heck of a player, Kendall. He can do it all. At 6'9".
Gregory, offensive foul. They see lowered his shoulder.
He didn't need to do that. He had already driven the Hawks Webley down enough. All he had to do was stop. I don't know. It looked like he was in the restricted area to me, Kendall.
33-21. Back on ESPN Plus. App State leads by 12, 33-21. Second all-time meeting between these two teams. Played back in 2016. App winning 70-61. The Hartford Hawks trying to win one on the road. Would be their first win of the season. 0-5. And Marks turns it over. How active has App State been in the passing lanes tonight, John?
Well, the length and the quickness that is really giving Hartford a lot of trouble. You got a kid like Christopher Manis with the ball in his head right there, 6'7", but he plays a lot bigger because of his length.
Good steal. Quick hands from Flowers. He'll pull up for three.
Surprised Flowers didn't take all the way to the rim. He's known for attacking the lane, not shooting threes. A little surprised he didn't take it all the way in at the Mountaineers.
Mountaineers 1-2 in the Gulf Coast Showcase. And Delph, I don't think bank, John.
I didn't think it was open this late in the day, 7 o'clock. Must be for Adrian.
15-point lead.
The way he's been shooting, he expects them all to go in.
Losing control of the basketball and out of bounds.
And that's a good call. R.J. Duhart did not touch the ball, did a good job of staying squared up with Wembley as he attacked the basket.
And Shriver just lost control. And another turnover for the Hawks. That is their 8th turnover of the half, John.
Yeah, they haven't gotten any flow whatsoever offensively, and I think you got to attribute that to the aggressiveness of the Mountaineers defense.
Marks bats the pass from Delph down. And Forrest, the shot fake, draws some contact from Flowers.
Mountaineers were a little confused that possession. Hartford came back, was playing a very soft 1-3-1 zone. Mountaineers didn't recognize it. And we're lucky to come up with the foul in that situation.
Dustin Kearns, the Mountaineers lost a tough one on Wednesday at the last second to Vermont. Their last game before Thanksgiving. That's a Vermont team that just seems to be at the top of the America East year in and year out. But last year, the Hartford Hawks had something to say about it. And goaltending is called. Give the bucket to Michael Eads.
And I tell you what a matchup, hard matchup Michael Eads is. 3 for 3 from 3, and now he's making back cuts to the basket.
Hartford on a scoring drought of over 2 minutes. Williams with 10 on the shot clock. Right hand, no. Forrest, step in transition. And Marks pulls down the rebound. 3-on-2, Williams ahead, McClain lays it home.
And Hartford might want to try to do more of that. They look good in transition there. Mountaineers a little bit slow getting back. And as much as they're struggling in the half court, they need to get out and run a little bit.
Briggs McClain has 2 buckets for Hartford that have both been tough. It was a back cut, that time finishing with the left in transition. Off the bench for Hartford, a team that has struggled to find depth this year.
Yeah, McClain with the left hand, he's a really crafty player, for lack of a better way of putting it. He's not explosive, very good shooter, but he just gets the most out of his ability. He always has you on his hip, and he's going to get shots.
Quick inbound. Forrest trying to muscle it up. Couldn't get the call. Henderson in the paint, and he has it ripped away.
Last 2 times down, the Mountaineers tried to take advantage of Curtis Henderson at 5'10", posting him up with Forrest, and Adrian Delft. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try to do the same thing again.
Good find for C.J. Huntley, but he shuffled the feet and traveled.
Nice by Huntley, just wasn't ready for the pass. Good pass by Justin Forrest. Huntley's got to have his hands up and ready to catch that ball.
Well, this Hart team, they're facing some changes in their program. Division I program that is going Division III. Williams has it rejected.
Adrian Delft showing his athleticism. Guy's real explosive, quick off the floor.
$18 seconds on the game clock, 12 on the shot clock, 6-second differential. Williams stays on his feet. Eads nearly hit another one. There's 6 seconds left. Williams transitioned the trailer for Dunn, and he missed it short. Held from cutting back door.
Donovan Gregg, a little sly smile on his face. Maybe he did have a handful of jersey. We couldn't tell from here, but he slowed him down somehow, some way.
Hunter Marks only 2 points in the first half for the Hartford Hawks. Delft with 4 on the shot clock, trying to create. 1 on the shot clock. Gregory didn't get it off in time. It's a shot clock violation.
Much better result on the defensive end for Hartford to start this half. Good job of playing physical, staying in front of the Mountaineer defenders, which they had a hard time doing in the first half.
Hunter Marks flashes high, came in a 44% three-point shooter. 0 from behind the arc in the first half. And the 2 misses long for DJ Mitchell. Good steal. Long save. What a save from Mitchell, who lays it in transition. The steal from Flowers falling out of bounds. Flicks it up the floor for Mitchell and 2.
Now they're coming out with little 1-3-1 pressure. I like that idea from Coach Gallagher. Try to find some easy shots and force the Mountaineers into some quick shots.
That might be the best save all year long that I've seen, John. Williams, strong take, draws the contact. How about this? The steal, the save, and then the deuce for Mitchell.
And that's with the leaper, 6'8". R.J. Duhart flying in behind him. Good aggressive take to the basket by DJ Mitchell.
Austin Williams gets the free throw line a lot. Cashes in on first. Williams, guy that came into the 65% free throw shooter. He's 5 of 7 from the stripe so far in this game tonight.
It's his physical style of play. He led them in free throw attempts last year, and he's probably going to lead them again this year if he continues to post up and play strong around the basket.
Full court pressure coming for the Hartford Hawks. Little change defensively. Duhart. App State having to play deep into the shot clock now. Corner 3 for Duhart. Missed everything. Gregory, though, the stick back, no. Missed it twice. One take to the bucket, and drawing the foul was Moses Flowers. He'll go to the free throw line.
And Flowers is known, Kendall, as an aggressive attacker of the rim. Didn't do much in the first half. In fact, he didn't play much in the first. And look at him going strong to the rim. Not much Michael Almonacci can do about that. Good, strong player taking it right at him. I'll tell you what, Hartford has really come out with some fire and aggressiveness this half, and they're determined to make this a ball game.
Flowers with a chance to make this a single-digit game, and he does. Hartford's got the first 6 points to start the second half, and more full-court pressure. Almonacci in the front court to the bucket, lays it home.
And if you're the Mountaineers, that's what you have to do. You get past that first line of defense. You're going to have a 3-on-2, 2-on-1 situation, and you've got to attack.
Marks a big size advantage. Eads matched up with him. He rolls.
Nice roll.
Catches and flushes.
And that's something we did not see in the first half. Nice screen by Marks. Excellent pass by Mitchell.
Almonte's trapped. Finds Delph. Almonte again. Spin cycle. DJ Mitchell with the basketball now. Leads the team in assists and an offense now. Moving screen on Hunter Marks.
Yeah, you can't throw your hip out when you're 30 feet from the basket right in front of the trail official. That's a good call. I'm going to tell you something about Hartford. I watched them, some film on them when they played Boston University. They got down by 18 points in the second half and cut it to 1 with 3 minutes to play. So they're not going to give up. There's no quit in this group.
Just something about teams when they return players, especially that made an NCAA tournament appearance. App State, the same thing. Returned 92% of their scoring. And Adrian Delph, a big part of that here in the 21-22 campaign. Hartford got it to single digits. Mitchell off the bounce. Hits the J.
That's a lost start, that mid-range shot. Looked really good coming out of DJ Mitchell's hand. The possessions before, he just took it in too deep.
Donovan Gregory, the skip. Delph, extra pass. A wide open Michael Eads. Left it short. The take. Flowers, the finger roll, in and out. Here comes Forrest with numbers. He'll pull up. Long J. And Gregory, big pressure defensively. We've seen some full court press out of the Hawks. And it's forced App State to play deeper in the shot clock in the half court.
Well, that's happening. Everything they're doing is just based on being more aggressive, being more physical. And, you know, nobody's in foul trouble. They only had 3 personal fouls come against them in the first half. And I'm sure Coach Gallagher brought that up at halftime. It's like, look, we only got 3 fouls. We're not being aggressive enough. So I think that's been the key to this half, is just being more aggressive on both ends of the floor.
John Gallagher upset. He thought it was a clean steal from Flowers. He actually thought the foul should have been on the Mountaineers. He didn't get it. Letting the official know about it as well. Eads in the paint. Turnaround, yes!
I think it was a flop warning, Kendall, so on Hunter Marks. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see a replay of that. Maybe it didn't look like he flopped. Maybe Michael Eads stepped on.
Flop call. That was the stoppage, and saw it. The official went over to the table.
And I tell you, I think a lot, just looking at the replay, I was watching Michael Eads' feet. It looked like he stepped on Hunter Marks' foot. So that, not saying that Marks didn't try to flop, but that might have had something to do with it.
That's the one time as a coach, John, you'll give up the flop warning because the bucket went for Michael Eads.
Absolutely. And here we got Austin Williams taking it down low again and posting up. They've got to do more of that. He's been unstoppable in the lane.
Michael Eads thought about it. He's had the hot hand in the first half for the Mountaineers.
Nice closeout by Marks.
Without a bucket in the second, and they find Gregory inside. He missed it on the doorstep. Marks blocks it away. Gregory will try it again. Rejected. And then Marks traveled.
Boy, Marks really stepping up to the plate defensively. 2 blocks in the same possession. But you got to give it to Donovan Gregory. He never gave up. He stayed with it.
And look at John Gallagher. Take another look here.
There's one. And there's another one. Yeah, he trapped. There was no contact on that.
Off the mark on the three was C.J. Huntley. So this is a chance to get as close as the Hawks have been since, around the midway point of the first half, and they turn it over through the hands of Marks.
Yeah, great pass by Austin Williams. Marks, you're not going to see him make a mistake like that very often. He's too good a player. He's a little upset at himself right now. Like you said earlier, Hawks aren't really trying to get a steal here. They're just trying to get a little deeper in the shot clock, force the Mountaineers to play a little faster in the half court.
Almonacci, nice pass inside. Huntley,
My
goodness.
Throw it down, big fella.
All of a sudden, a little life here inside of the Home Convocation Center. Marks thought about the three. He'll put it on the deck.
Now he needs to duck back in, repost.
Shriver. Marks turns it over. Almonacci tries to kick it. Delph gets it back somehow, and he's fouled. Nice pass from Almonacci. And how about C.J. Huntley to go underneath the defenders and kind of use the rim as a shield there for the one-handed flush.
Well, the thing that impressed me was the pass from Michael Almonacci. You teach your young kids, if your feet are in the lane and you're still on the ground, you've got to make a bounce pass. That's the only place you can get the ball to a guy cutting baseline like that. The hands are up at their hips or up above their hands. As far as the defenders, you've got to throw a bounce. Got to credit C.J. Huntley. He made a heck of a catch before he went up and dunked that basketball.
12-point lead for Dustin Kearns and the Mountaineers. Briggs McLean with 4 points in the first half. He'll bring it up the floor for the Hawks. Flowers will kick. Mitchell. Hartford just 3 of 10 from downtown. McLean, a long rebound. Williams, nice spin. Challenges Mantis and lays it home off glass.
Mike could have got a foul there too. Mantis went straight up in the air, held his ground. There sure was a lot of contact. Austin Williams trying to take this game over inside the paint.
Forrest slices too easy.
Yeah, Briggs McLean can't guard him out on the perimeter like that. It's got to give him a little room, force him to shoot the long jump shot.
Mountaineers back up by 12. Deep three. Off the mark, but an offensive board. Flowers had it poked loose by Mantis, and he just bullies his way to the rack for two.
And Hartford didn't have a single offensive rebound in the first half, Kendall. This half, they've already got 2, and they've converted both times.
Delph looking for space. Oh, tough step back. He gets it to go somehow. 12-point lead for the Mountaineers. Both teams just trading buckets right now.
Yeah, I tell you, it's about the time Hartford can cut it down to single digits. The Mountaineers have always seemed to find an answer.
Mitchell, that was a deep three. Forrest off the heel. Huntley, the putback, no. Grabs his on miss. Forrest will kick it back.
Good patience by the Mountaineers. Could have forced up a quick 3 there. Use a little clock and get a great shot.
Mantis, NBA range. Just a little bit short.
Had to get it up quick. Shot clock was running down.
Williams loves to drive. He'll kick, open look, 3 ball in the way from Shriver.
Don't let this guy get going. Against Merrimack, their last game, he was 4 for 6 from 3. Shooting 42% from 3 on the year.
Justin Forrest handles the rock for the Mountaineers. Good D by Flowers. He pokes it loose and can explode at any minute for the Mountaineers. Almonacey catch and shoot.
Should have made one extra pass. Justin Forrest was wide open in front of the Mountaineers bench. Wasn't a soul within 10 feet of him. Sometimes you got to pass up a good one to get a great one.
Shriver, he hit one while ago. Didn't quite have it in his hands that time and missed the open look.
What a great box out by Justin Forrest on the defensive end to corral that rebound.
Hartcomb will try a 3. Good box out by Marks. Hartford down 9, but Hunter Marks only 4 points tonight. Good block. Help side D by the Mountaineers. Gregory, coast to coast for the Deuce.
And I'd like to see Donovan Gregory do more of that. He's so effective and explosive in the open court. And, you know, nobody from Hartford picked him up, and he just kept going right to the front of the rim.
Mitchell had the pass deflected. Almonacey 2-on-1. Hartcomb, reverse layup, no. Right back into the hands of Huntley, and he draws the foul.
Good job by C.J. Huntley not to give up on that play. A lot of time, big guys, they'll pull up around the top of the key and just kind of watch. He got there, got off his feet, and now he's going to the free throw line.
Get a look at that sequence there on the miss. App State's had a lot of shots tonight, John, that missed layups and shots from close range that have went down and out.
Yeah, if they're going to advance deep into the Sun Belt and stay at the top of the conference, they've got to make those shots around the basket. And you're right. We've seen it most of the year, and especially tonight. They've had 4 or 5 just point-blank shots that they've missed, and they can't go into conference play missing those shots and expect to be successful.
App State's largest lead, 38-23 halftime, 15-point lead. This Hartford team got down by 18 points in a game about a week and a half ago against Boston. Came back to make it interesting, lost by 5, so they've been behind in games before. Double-digit deficits this year. Had some single-digit losses, even though they're 0-5. They've played a really good non-conference schedule with the likes of Campbell, a solid Wagner team as well to open the season.
And Boston University picked to win their conference. So if they're battle-tested, they just got to find a way to get over top and get in the win column. Boy, Mountaineers are really clogging up the lanes to the basket.
4 on the shot clock. Step back 3. Briggs McLean, ice cold.
Wow, that was a pretty shot. That's over the 6'10", 6'11" C.J. Huntley.
Briggs McLean with 9 points off the bench for Hartford.
Hartford switching everything. Got Donovan Gregory mismatch down on the block on DJ Mitchell. They got to find it, got to get him the ball when he's that wide open on a smaller defender.
Step back Jay from Almonacey, down and out. And Hartford, chance to get it back to single digits. Wide open seam, good take to the bucket. A breakdown defensively by the Mountaineers.
He's hobbling, he's limping a little bit. I don't know if he's cramping or if he turned his ankle, but DJ Mitchell's looking over at Coach Gallagher saying, hey, 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 I just hurt myself.
Forrest to catch and shoot 3. 0 of 5 as far as from downtown.
That must have been a cramp. He looks like he's a little better now.
So here we go. 6:54 left to play It is an 8-point game. Williams has been quiet in the second half. McLean, a shot fake. He'll step back for three. Delph running the floor. Almonacey double clutches.
Nice pass.
And finishes.
Nice pass. What they think about Appalachian State and Dustin Kearns.
McLean's trapped, nowhere to go. Gets it to Williams.
Should have went up with that shot instead of trying to force the pass through three Mountaineers defenders.
Costly turnovers by Hartford. They've got 15 total tonight. App State only 7. Big difference in the game right now. Step back from Delph.
Hartford's doing a much better job of getting in the passing lanes and helping out on penetration this half.
This has kind of been a seesaw second half, up and down for both teams. Marks boxed out by Huntley. Kind of get the sense that App State's ready to open this thing up, but at the same time, Hartford is right there. Still an eternity to go. 5.5 minutes to be exact in the second half.
Yeah, neither team has strung together any kind of run this half. You got to attribute that to the defense. Both teams are playing hard and being very aggressive.
Almonacey got it off just in time. Flowers trying to attack. McLean thought about the three. He'll kick. Flowers sets his feet. And Hartford just ice cold from three-point land. 5 of 9 tonight.
And that's a team that normally shoots 35%. And that's not Flowers' game, that last shot he took. But he had to take it. He was wide open. They haven't had many open looks like that tonight.
Gregory just muscles his way up. Flowers fouled. Sure. Scoring drought of almost 3 minutes for Hartford.
Hartford's switching everything, which means Mountaineers are going to have a mismatch at some point.
Gregory finds a seam. He lays it home.
Good, strong move. I thought Donovan Gregory was going to be one of the keys to the game for the Mountaineers. Hartford really does not have a matchup for him.
He just slithered through the paint for 2 that time. McLean fouled. Nationally televised game against 2 of the best in the ACC.
That Furman game is not going to be an easy game either. Kendall Furman, I think, is picked to win the SoCon this year, and they've got a lot of players back from a championship caliber team.
Active hands from Williams. Poked it away, but the Mountaineers able to get it back.
And they've slowly extended their lead to 14, just real quietly, and they're 1 or 2 shots away from blowing this thing open.
That one right there was a big one for Michael Eads.
Yeah, about the time I got out of my mouth, Eads hits about a 28-footer.
Largest lead of the game at 17 now, and the clock is not on the Hawks' side. Extra pass, Williams from deep. Stick back, yes. And a quick timeout for John Gallagher here in the America East. Certainly a tough and competitive league is the America East Conference.
If you're Hartford, you got to be aggressive here. You're still 2 fouls out of the bonus situation.
Nice move, off glass, you bet.
Boy, Michael Eads is showing a little bit more than just a shooter in his, having that three-point shot in his repertoire. He's earning some minutes in Sun Belt play with what he's doing tonight.
Williams head fake, he was fouled. He'll head to the free throw line for Hartford.
And I think make or miss, Hartford's got to get in pressure off this free throw situation. Get beside the guy that you're going to be guarding man-to-man full, so you don't have to run around and you can create instant pressure make or miss on these free throws.
Austin Williams misses the first. Williams, a senior from Roseland, New Jersey. Goes 1 of 2 that trip at the charity stripe.
If you're the Mountaineers, you might want to send somebody long.
Full court pressure by the Hawks.
Boy, DJ Mitchell's quick on the ball.
Almonacey gets by him. Huntley. Mountaineer fans thought he was fouled. Transition, Williams. McLean snags the offensive board. He'll shoot a 3 and hits.
Big shot. Yeah, I think at the other end, I think C.J. Huntley lost the ball in the air before there was any contact. That's a good no call by the officials.
Clock running at 1:35. Gregory challenging Marks, and a foul's called.
And I like just keep taking it straight to the rim. Get to the goal line or get the bucket. Good decision by Donovan Gregory. Take it right at the shot blocker. Looks like Williams might have got him from behind.
And Gregory breaks the first free throw.
Donovan struggled a little bit at the line this year, 57%. He was pretty reliable last year. Needs to get in the gym by himself, put a couple hundred up a day. That'll take care of it.
Missed them both. McLean. Hartford with pace. They turn it over. Almonacey out in front of everyone. Blocked from behind.
Huntley, wow.
What a putback jam. 3, good.
Points without fouling.
Almonacey will launch the 3. Nice back cut, and McLean slips for 2. Still no foul by the Hawks. 32 seconds. Gambling on the pass. Huntley will give it up, and Gregory is fouled.
Yeah, just letting too much time run off the clock.
Yeah, when you combine the last 2 possessions, maybe close to at least 30-plus seconds went off the clock for the Hawks. Even though they got a bucket out of it, and Gregory will be at the free throw line with 26 seconds left. Well, for Hartford, we showed you their schedule. They go to Winthrop in the Carolinas this week. They go to Winthrop and Rock Hill, South Carolina on Wednesday night. Another quality opponent. Campbell team that a lot of folks in the media like to win the Big South this year.
Well, another thing, too, about them, Kendall, is they have not had their best 5 players on the floor since the second game of the season. They've been battling injuries. They played without Jared Kimbrough tonight. They're 6'8", 225 power forward. Gave up 9 points with him. DeJuan Clayton hasn't played since the second game due to injury, the transfer from Coppin State. He's averaging 8 points a game. So the flip side of that is you've got some guys that are getting minutes that wouldn't normally get minutes. So hopefully they're going to get past this injury bug and will be healthy by the time they get to conference.
Yeah, this is a depleted Hartford roster right now. And I agree. I think with DeJuan Clayton, they're certainly a different ball club. Kimbrough, Hartford's going to be just fine. And Dustin Kearns.
Or UNC Chapel Hill getting into conference play.
Muse has to hoist with 3. And just off the mark.